Louie, Tel Aviv, and Will Smith are all on this day. Welcome back to On This Day. Today's date is April 11th, 2022. It is the 101st day of the year. We got 264 days left in 2022. It is the 15th Monday in the 16th week and the 23rd day of spring. If today's your birthday, you're still in Aries. I hope we change that soon. Getting tired of Aries. You know what? Why don't we expand on that? Aries, in case you don't know, is the ram. That's the sign of the ram. They got some funky little logo for it, but it's the ram. The two personality traits that experts claim Aries have: spontaneous and courageous. They have a sense of adventure and they love to explore. Today is National Louie Day. April 11th celebrates the International Louie Day and is promoted by the Louie website. Louie was a song written by R&B singer Richard Berry in 1955. His band The Pharaohs recorded and released it in 1957. It got local attention like in San Francisco, but really didn't take off until an Oregon band called the Kingsmen recorded it. And then the FBI investigated the Kingsmen about supposed non-existent obscenity in the lyrics. It was all just gibberish in the lyrics, but the FBI back in the day thought it was obscene and it was some secret code about what teenagers do when they're left alone. The investigation ended with no prosecution. Richard Berry, who wrote it, he said that the lyrics are very clear. It's about a sailor that's traveling 3 days to Jamaica to see a girl, and he's telling the story to a bartender named Louie. He always said that there is nothing remotely obscene about the song. It's just kind of weird the way most people sing it. It's kind of, I don't know, almost sounds gibberish to a degree. In 2003, Louie fans discussed Richard Berry's birthday and decided April 11th should be Louie Day each year. In 2007, now this is a real group, the Louie Advocacy and Music Appreciation Society began promoting the day. So there's a group of people that belong to the Louie Advocacy and Music Appreciation Society. I thought it was weird in the late 80s, early 90s when a bunch of guys in my barracks got a hold of a Debbie Gibson cardboard cutout for some promotional thing and started a drinking event every Friday, which they called the Debbie Gibson Love Club. All right, let's see what else April 11th has given us. 1881, Spelman College is founded in Atlanta, Georgia as the Atlanta Baptist Female Seminary, an institute for higher education for African American women. 1909, the city of Tel Aviv is founded. It's grown up to be quite a city. It currently has just under 500,000 residents. Now that's just the city itself, but the entire metro area has almost 4 million residents. 1965, the Palm Sunday tornado outbreak of 1965 goes down. 51 tornadoes hit in 6 Midwest states, killing 256 people. 1968, President Lyndon B. Johnson signs the Civil Rights Act of 1968, prohibiting discrimination in the sale, rental, and financing of housing. This was a big problem prior to this act being signed. This was an expansion on the landmark Civil Rights Act of 1964, and it's better known as the Fair Housing Act. What helped spark this expansion onto the Civil Rights Act were veterans. Veterans are guaranteed a home loan if they serve honorably. A lot of African American, a lot of Mexican American soldiers, airmen, Navy guys, whatever, were getting out of the service and they'd go to buy a house and they'd meet all the requirements and they still weren't getting loans. That's what kind of made the government investigate this a little bit more, and one thing led to another, and they created the Fair Housing Act. I used the Veterans Home Loan. It was great. One thing I really liked about it, I felt safer about buying a house. I wasn't worried about any kind of weird interest rates or any fees that they like to stick on there for you. They're very straightforward and they followed it by the text. I have a friend that's a real estate agent. She's a mortgage broker also, but she said, yeah, you don't mess around with the GI loan. There's nothing weird. Even if you're the shadiest of shady mortgage people, you follow the rules when it comes to a GI loan. 1970, the Apollo program, Apollo 13, is launched. And then we know what happens. They get stuck in space. They almost don't make it back. Great movie about that with Tom Hanks, Kevin Bacon, Bill Paxton, Ed Harris, Gary Sinise. Great movie. It's all true. They almost ran out of oxygen on their way to the moon. They didn't even get to land on the moon. They had to turn around and come right back. 1976, the Apple I is created. This is their first computer. I had the Apple II. It was great for the time. Now, I'm sure my cell phone has 10 times the power that thing had. 1986, the FBI Miami shootout. a gun battle in broad daylight in Dade County, Florida between two bank robbers, armored car robbers, and pursuing FBI agents. During the firefight, FBI agents Jerry L. Dove and Benjamin P. Grogan were killed, while 5 other agents were wounded. As a result, the popular .40 caliber Smith & Wesson round is created. Prior to this, the FBI was, for the most part, using revolvers, and they wanted to up their game a little bit because they were running into people with a lot more firepower than they had. 1993, 450 prisoners rioted at the Southern Ohio Correctional Facility in Lucasville, Ohio, and continued to do so for 10 days, citing grievances related to prison conditions, as well as forced vaccinations for Nation of Islam prisoners, which is against their religious beliefs. 2021, 20-year-old Dante Wright is shot and killed in Brooklyn Center, Minnesota by Officer Kimberly Porter, sparking protests in the city when the officer allegedly mistakes her own gun for her taser. Yeah, she went to taser the guy, ended up shooting him. He died. Happening now. Will Smith, this was on Friday. You're watching this on Monday, but I'm recording on Friday. Will Smith is banned from the Oscars for 10 years. Now, he can keep his Oscar that he won. He can be nominated. He could win the Oscar. He just can't attend the ceremony or anything to do with the Oscars. I don't know if that means he can get it via satellite or something like that, but he's banned from the Oscars for a decade. I don't know if I'd defend another guy's girl like he did. Like I've been saying, if you're upset about a joke, that's on you, but the joke was about a movie where the woman shaves her head and it was all the to-do. It wasn't about her condition that she has where she can't grow her hair properly, nothing like that. Will Smith overreacted and he acted, in my opinion, classless. This was a very elegant, classy event and he basically tarnished it because of his ego or whatever. What he should have done is if he really had a problem with it, after the show or gone backstage when Chris Rock wasn't on the cameras, get in his face, yell at him, demand an apology, whatever you want to do. You don't walk up on national television and slap a man across the face over a joke. Movies released on April 11th, 2003, Anger Management, something Will Smith could deal with. This movie starred Adam Sandler and Jack Nicholson. Basically, a businessman is sentenced to an anger management program only to be met by an instructor that's even more angry than him. Born on April 11th, 1973, Jennifer Esposito. She's an American actress, best known for her role as Andrea on Samantha Who and as Jackie on Blue Bloods. She received additional fame for her appearance in the feature films Crash, Don't Say a Word, and Taxi. She's actually a homecoming queen. Yeah, she won it in high school. Died on April 11th, 2017, Jay Giles passed away. He was the lead singer and creator of the Jay Giles Band. Their number one hit, Centerfold, in 1982, kind of thrust them into stardom. He was born John Warren Giles Jr. in New York City on February 20th, 1946, and he died on April 11th, 2017 in Groton, Massachusetts. He had spent most of his life in Groton, and the Groton police conducted a well-being check on Giles and found him unresponsive at his home. He was pronounced dead of natural causes at 71 years old. All right, that's today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you got some information out of it. Now go out, have a productive day, and be nice to each other.